Hi, my name's Sarah, and as many of you know, myself and my partner Ross run All Animal Rescue Southampton. We set the rescue up just coming up 12 years ago to rescue, rehabilitate and rehome unwanted animals across the UK. Sadly, as most of you've seen, we've had to shut our doors to any new animals coming into the rescue. And as much as I absolutely hate hearing and seeing myself on video, I thought it was super important to update you on why we are doing our GoFundMe page and why we have had to shut our doors to any new animals coming in. Rescue has evolved over the last couple of years. The way people treat and buy their pets is completely different to what they used to. The way we used to rescue animals is completely different. The animals we used to get coming in were generally from people who didn't have the knowledge to look after them, were just not in a position to look after them, didn't have the money to look after them, were unwell, had got into a hoarding situation. But more recently, we have started to see, it sounds mean, but people just don't want to spend the money on their animals. They want to have the animal, but they don't want to spend the money on the animal. And it's nice families bringing their animals into the rescue. And it's just meant our costs have just skyrocketed. I mean, the animals we used to get in, we'd get the odd poorly one, but 90% of them were quite good and easy to fix and get them ready for their new home, whereas the animals that are coming in today are so poorly bred or inbred or have horrendous health issues when they get to us. Our costs have just skyrocketed, and as everyone knows, when an animal comes into the rescue, we will give it everything it needs. We will give it its best chance of survival and its best chance of moving on to a new home. And even if it can't go to a new home, we've had several dogs come in that are so poorly that it's just not, they're never going to be able to go to a home. We tend to try and make them comfortable and give them the best possible time ever for their last weeks or months that they've got. And those medical bills can be quite expensive, but we would never compromise that care. If they come into our rescue, they get it. As many of you know, we are mainly funded by my wages. My lovely partner Ross, his work pays all the household bills, and my work at a local equine vet practice pays for the rescue, and the small amount of donations we get in top that up. Recently, as the costs have mounted, it's just not being covered, and we took the decision to close the doors to any new animals coming in. I don't want to compromise the level of care we give these animals. We just need a little bit of support and a little bit of help so that we can continue doing what we do. And by giving us that support, it's just amazing of the things we can do for these animals. For instance, we had Beth and her litter of 4 kittens come in. Nice family, nice area, nice car. Mum had nice clothes, nice handbag, nails done, hair done. But she said she was so busy and she was just short that month, and she had not got her booked in to be spayed, and then she had this litter of kittens, and she was running out of time to pick up flea treatment, and then she couldn't afford flea treatment because she had other costs coming out, possibly hair, nails, I don't know. But that's not the sort of person you would expect this to come from, but we're seeing this all the time. So when Beth and her litter of kittens arrived, Beth is only 4 months old herself, so she shouldn't be having a litter of kittens. She should have been spayed and not been in this position. That's by the by, we're now here. But this is how Daisy was when she came in, her daughter. Sadly, her other 2 daughters died on arrival because they had so many fleas that they had drunk so much of their blood that it was just not consistent with life. Too much had been taken. Daisy and Maxie had managed to soldier on even in this condition. So we intensively nursed them. We tried to take a little bit of blood to see what their blood count was like. and it wouldn't even register on the machine. We managed to keep them going for 6 weeks with a lot of intensive nursing and some great support from our foster carer Jackie. And we took the decision to try and give them a blood transfusion. We've never had ones that were this bad survive, but we wanted to give them the best possible chance, and we felt a blood transfusion was that. Unfortunately, from just taking 1/2 ml of blood, which is about a 2p piece worth of blood, from Daisy, it was too much. She still hadn't managed to really reproduce that blood out of her own body, and she sadly passed away. Maxine was just that little bit stronger, and he has survived. But what I wanted to show you is what their blood looked like. This is what the blood of a kitten with no blood in there looks like. This could have been prevented from a £3 flea treatment pipette on Mum. If Mum had had her £3 flea pipette treatment, or if you go private practice, £5 to £7 max treatment of flea treatment before she had her kittens, 3 of those kittens, or all 4 of them, wouldn't have had to go and do any of this. And as much as the lady was nice, could she have not got her nails done just for 1 month so that they could have flea treatment? I mean, as you can see, I'm not a girly girl, so I don't know how much these cost, but I'm sure you could get a month's worth of flea treatment for the sake of a set of nails. But this is the sort of decisions we're seeing all the time. People phone us. We had a lady phone us not long ago about a dog, and it had a urinary tract infection and she wanted it put to sleep because she didn't want to pay for it. I mean, we Facebook stalk all sorts of people that come and phone our rescue because we want to see whether they're telling the truth or not. And they'd literally just been on holiday. If you can afford to go on holiday, you can afford to take your dog to the vets. I mean, it's just basic stuff. A urinary tract infection is so easy to treat. Yes, it will probably cost about £250 because it's a big dog, and antibiotics for big dogs are quite expensive. But you must have known that when you took on a dog. But this is the sort of thing we're up against all the time. And then these animals will come in. As you can imagine, the cost of intensively caring Beth and her kittens was expensive. Going to see a specialist for blood transfusions was really expensive. Having all the specialist supplements and needs, I won't begrudge it for a second, but this is why we need your help and support. Your money helps to save cats like Beth in the background, as you can see, and little Maxie is around somewhere. I'm sure he will come out and show himself at some point. He is now a healthy, naughty kitten. He is miles behind what he should be for his age. He's only just reached 1.5 kilos, and he's about 3 months old now, so he should be a lot bigger than that. But he is now thriving in our care. We just need your support to help us to keep doing what we do and to help us save cats like Beth here, who just didn't need, if she had just been spayed or just had that pipette of fleas treatment, her little babies would not have passed away. She wouldn't have had to have struggled. She was very thin when she arrived. And as you can see, she is a loving and very affectionate little girl. They don't deserve it. They need our help. If you get a pet, make sure you can afford to keep that pet. Really do your sums. Please, I beg you, really look into it. How much is the daily cost? How much is good nutrition? People just don't realise how important nutrition is. I mean, what you put in is what you get out, as they say. We see so many that have behavioural issues that are solely caused by diet. Look at your costs. We implore you to look at your costs. Look at your breed. Oh, here's little Maxine. From half dead and no blood to a little monster. As you can see, he's doing really well. But yes, please just look into your breed, what you're getting, your pet, any pet, what you get. Please just look into the costs. Phone up, find out how much insurance is. Insurance is key, especially when you have breeds that have regular conditions, because they will be expensive. If you have a big dog, it's vital. Every time you take a big dog to the vets, it's expensive. I have a big dog myself. I know how expensive it is. When we don't have to have a pet. If you can't afford a pet, don't have one. If you really want a pet but can't afford one, go to rescues, foster. We're always looking for foster carers. We supply the food, we pay the vet care, and you just give them a home until we can find them the right home. I mean, there are so many other ways you can have a pet without actually having to, if you can't afford it, having to brunt the cost of it. It is so important that people start to face up to the responsibility of pet ownership. Because like I say, back in the day when we first started, we would rescue animals from situations that you could see were really dire, and you could see how it had got to that point. Whereas now, nice families are bringing their animals in, and it shocks me every time. I just can't, it's just evolved. Rescue has changed massively, and we need your support, not only financially, but educating family members to really think about it before they get it, and make sure they can actually afford and have the time to look after it properly. So back to the appeal. We've set a target of £8,000, which sounds like a lot, but this will see us through into next year, and hopefully we won't have any majorly ill cases come in that zap that up, because it can go quite quickly. Little Pip last year had bilateral luxating patellas, which caused her a lot of pain, and that was £1,500 per leg, but she is now living a lovely life with an ex-Marine who needed somebody to help him get up and get out and get fit. So she has gone to help him and is absolutely loving life in Cornwall. So it was vital. Yes, some people would say that £3,000 is a lot of money for one dog, but that dog is now gone on to live a happy, healthy life and is really enjoying life. So we are happy to spend that money, but we do need your support, whether it be £1, £100, whether it be a sack of dog food, a sack of litter, if you want to run a cake sale, if you could do a fundraiser for us, anything you can do to help would just be absolutely amazing. Share if you can't afford anything. If you could share our appeal, get it out there on all your Facebook pages, share it with family members who are animal lovers, any way that you can think of. If you can help us, we would really appreciate your support. But yes, I just wanted to show you just at least one of the, or two of the animals who are now running around like lunatics, and what your money does. Maxie is thriving, as you can hear him hammering around with his mum, being a nutter, and that's what your money does. I mean, he looks exactly the same as his sister. This is what they look like when they come in, and you just saw him going over my shoulder. Doesn't look like that anymore. That's what your money does. It saves little guys like these and gives them a future. So please, if you can help in any way, whether it be a share, £1, £100, some food, we really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that has donated so far. It means the world to us. I don't want to stop doing what we do, but I just don't want to compromise the care of the animals that we have and the animals coming in. I don't want to do this by half measures. If they come in and they need something, I want to make sure they get it. I want to make sure they stand the best chance of